let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk a little smack, yeah?
Okay.
So I've seen quite a bit of chatter online, and I also saw like a press conference about the 600 class.
Oh yeah.
And there's quite a bit of chatter one way or another about the 636 in the class. And go.
Okay. So, you know, since I think that allowing that bike in that class, which they don't do in World Supersport, was just basically a way for them to fill the grid, because that bike is just, it's an overboard bike. It's just like showing up to a Supersport race with a millimeter over or a stroker and saying, yeah, I'm legit. But that, just because it comes from the factory that way, doesn't make it legit. You know, that it's so easy to make power with a 636. Now, with that said, power isn't everything around a racetrack. But on a 600 class, when there's limited power to start with, power makes a difference. If it was another 36 cc's in our class, I'd be like, so what? You know, because we can't put the power down the ground anyway. Like you talked about wheelie control and traction control and all these different things, trying to dumb down the bike. You know, that's what we're doing. But in that class, I think it gives you definitely an unfair advantage. You know, I was always surprised as to, you know, why no one's really ventured out and put a little bit of work in that thing. And obviously, you know, Escalante and those Honos guys have done that. And nothing to, you know, against Escalante. I think he's riding really good. But for sure, that bike's a cheater bike for that class.
Yeah, you know, keeping it real as always, Richard.
Yes, it is. It just is. I mean, it's just unless they limit it somehow for the CCs, I don't think adding even 10 pounds to it is going to make any difference. You know, that they have to limit the RPM on that bike, and you know, I don't know if MotoAmerica is really set up to be like the overlords of rules. You know, it's better to have more open stuff. It's easier to police, like your bore stroke, things like that. So, and that's the thing in World Supersport, right? So they have a 600 class, and they use the ZX6RR, whatever they call that thing now, not the 636.
Right.
And that's what it is in World Supersport. So
now, the counter argument to that is obviously the lap times, right? I mean, those guys, none of those guys are touching the lap times that they were even doing last year. So
yeah, I don't know how to explain that other than maybe the talent's not there. I don't know. The guys are going slower. Why are they going slower? That doesn't make any sense. They're on the same rubber. We're going faster.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're breaking every track record.
I mean, you know, they're not going faster or breaking lap records like they were last year. And, you know, Sean Dillon Kelly, I mean, that dude rips. And,
yeah,
you know, he's won some races too. But,
and, you know, you only as faster competition, right? So,
right.
I think Bobby was in there last year, and so was who was the Hayden Killam, and there's a few guys in there that were really pushing.
PJ.
And that pushes, yeah, PJ Jacobson. I mean, those are some talented guys, right?
Yeah.
So those guys, and that brings SDK up as well.
Oh yeah.
Push hard. I mean, he's got people he can race with, right? So it makes him push hard.
Right.
And so also, I mean, I don't know. You know, I mean, I don't know what Chris has got going on with the M4 guys, but maybe he's putting a lot of emphasis on the Superbikes. I'm not 100% sure. That's just a guess on my part. But you know, when you have a big program, sometimes certain things suffer a little bit, and so it's possible that you know they haven't put a lot of emphasis on the 600 program. I'm not sure. You know, again, that's just me guessing. I just know how a team works, especially a big team with a lot of tentacles. You know. And,
yeah. So that drama, I guess, started on Saturday in the press conference, but I've seen chatter about it for a minute on all over social media and stuff, right? For longer than that, all season basically. And, you know, I've always been like, let's have more people go racing, you know? So like, I'm kind of more of a grassroots dude. And I had that argument with some riders several years ago at the club series, you know, and it's like, come on, man, like, you really want to say no and basically close off a certain brand because it's got more CCs? And, you know, nobody really gives a shit about that bike until the guy starts winning on it.
Yeah, because it wasn't that popular, right?
Right.
Everyone was riding the R6s, and they're riding like with the M4 guys, they're riding the Suzukis. Even that bike isn't that popular either.
Right.
But the Yamaha R6 was very popular. And I always wondered, you know, since we were a Kawasaki team way back, and even the regular 600 was super fast, makes more power than the R6 in the proper tune, you know. And when we were in the Formula Extreme class back then, you know, we made quite a bit of power. You'd have to really lean on some of the other bikes to get them there. I mean, it's possible, but some of that 636 came out. I was always said, man, I wonder why these guys aren't racing that thing. I mean, it's already got a CC advantage. So, but I'm with you. I mean, I'd rather see more people there, but
yeah,
you know, they need to have some kind of balancing rules. You know, just like the Junior Cup, right? So Kawasaki comes out with a big bore there, you know, a 400, and pretty much all the R3s have to go away.
Yeah.
So in that way, are you limiting another manufacturer by allowing a certain manufacturer in? Right? You're saying,
dude, why can't you guys manufacturers? You know, like.
But you're saying let's bring in more manufacturers at the same time. You end up booting all the other manufacturers. They don't have a bike to play with. You know, why doesn't the manufacturer build a bike that plays in that class?
Right.
I mean, I know what Kawasaki's intention was. We want a mid-level bike that we can advertise as the most powerful. So what's the easiest way to do that? Let's put a stroker crank in it.
Right.